Hey everyone. God, it's been a long time since I have done a YouTube. As you can see, I've been going through a hard time. We lost Finn a couple weeks ago now, and I'm still very much so in the grief. I'm doing better, of course, than the beginning, but yeah. Anyone who has lost a dog, I mean, you get it. And Finn was around for 14 years, so it's sort of remarkable to think that's a big chunk of life, 14 years. And anyway, I don't even know how to get into this, but I've missed doing YouTube, but I also haven't wanted to do it really. Yeah, the week before Finn passed, I just had a feeling, actually you can see it in my last video, I was getting anxious about summer and about losing Finn, and then the week after that I was like, I'm just gonna take a break from YouTube. I just don't feel like it. I was taking care of Finn solo for a weekend, and I was like, I'm just gonna hang out with him. And I'm really glad I did that, because we lost him within the next week, and then yeah, I just needed time to recover. And yeah, for anyone who's taken care of a very old dog, you know that towards the end, and it's been this way really for the last year, but especially these last 6 months or so, it's all day long you're thinking about the dog because he has so many needs. And so all day long, I have little reminders of he needed his pain pill at this time. He ate breakfast at this time. We used to sit, out on the porch at this time together. It's just all day long. So it's it's rough. I'm in it, as I said, but I am so, I don't want to go too into it because I'll just cry. But these last several years, I came back, to those of you who don't know, I came back to Wisconsin from LA after a breakup several years ago. Did not expect to stay in Wisconsin, let alone with my mom for several years, but I did. And part of that is there was a lot going on. My grandma passed away. My mom had a lot of caretaking to do. And also this sweet old dog who was really challenging as an old guy. And you never want an animal to suffer, and the time was right to let him go, but it is fucking brutal. Yeah, it's so hard because the spirit, oh God, the spirit's still there, but you don't want an animal in pain. So it's so hard. You guys get it. Dog lovers out there get it. Got some green tea. But yeah, as unexpected and as at times embarrassing as it felt for me to be living at home with my mom, the day that Finn died, I just had this overwhelming feeling come upon me of I am so I am so proud to have taken care of that dog, and I am so grateful and honored to have taken care of him. And it was an honor of my lifetime to love him. And he taught me so much. And I know that we had a lot of fun together. He had kind of a quiet life with just my mom alone, and then things got a little bit crazier with me. And life became a little bit more of a party, so that was kind of fun. And I feel really, really grateful for his love and his friendship. And anyway. Yep. So lately I am just doing my best to take care of myself, to take care of my health. I've been actually working out really hard, which is really a nice change. I also have to be careful because my back pain is coming back really intensely. It hasn't for a while. And I know that that's probably linked to grief and being depressed and sad and all the stages of grief. But yeah, I'm trying to drink green tea, take my vitamins, get outside. Like I was imagining like Finn would want to get outside. So it's like, okay, I'll get outside. Oh God. Yeah. And you know, my mom and I, our lives, especially in the last couple months, became more and more like restricted, being at home a lot more. And so we went out to a movie recently. We saw, is it Materialists or The Materialists? I don't know, but I really liked it. Really liked that film. It's a little bit dark, but it was very good. Anyway, we took the trip to Green Bay and we went to Costco, and like we haven't been able to like run big errands like that in a long time. So it's like little things, going out for food, yeah, we're planning some trips out of town later this summer, which will be good just to get out because it is heavy. It feels heavy. It feels like a different place. The home feels like a different place. Door County feels like a different place right now. It just feels off. But again, I'm so grateful for my time with Finn, and transitioning to life that was all about him to life without him is a challenge, and I am trying to be really conscious about bringing joy into my life because I know that that's one of the best tools I've ever had, that any of us have, to bring in novels that I'm enjoying that I'll tell you about, to get out in nature, to go see a movie. We're going to go see another movie that I hope we make it. I hope they don't take it away at the theater, but The Phoenician Scheme, I want to go see that. Small town movie theaters. But yeah, just trying to bring in joy as much as possible, and like, you know, watching Gilmore Girls and Friends and being like, I need coziness in my life right now. Seinfeld. I need all the tools that help me kind of ground back into feeling like myself. And some of it's just busy work, like cleaning. I've been doing a lot of cleaning and prepping canvases for painting, even though I did some painting and I was like, this is terrible and I hate painting right now, but I prepped the canvases, okay? And what else? Oh, I'm going to bake. I'm going to bake some cookies today. So using those little tools that sort of help to bring myself back. But yeah, it's a real roller coaster. I am walking through some depression right now. It comes and goes, obviously. If I read a great book and I get really excited about it, I kind of pop back, and then just walking around, I get heavy again. So that's how it is. That's how grief is. It's all over the place. So yeah, I'm going through it. I know that a lot of people are going through it right now, with the state of the world. It is so deeply frustrating to be an American. It is very scary. And so I'm thinking about that a lot too. Yep. And I'm just letting you all know. Hi, I'm back. It's actually really good to be here. And if you are going through a hard time, I am too. And you're welcome here. And hopefully we can dig deep into the things that we love and start to feel like ourselves again and use that to bring goodness to the world. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I'm going to bake some cookies this afternoon. It's kind of dark out. It's perfect. It's a perfect day to bake some cookies and read some books. Perfect. Finn would approve. treat yourself. Hello. I got myself a little treat because I was sad, and isn't it helpful to treat yourself when you're sad? Actually, oh, this is nice. I bought these earrings from my sister who has an online shop. She sells flowers. She has a flower farm. She makes jewelry. She makes perfumes and incense and candles and all kinds of things. She is Leo and Laura. She has not sponsored this. How dare you, Maggie? No, she posted these earrings on her Instagram, and I was feeling blue, and I saw these strawberry earrings. Yay! How great are those? And I was like, yep, yup, I want these. I was feeling sad. I think it's really helpful sometimes. You don't have to go nuts, but a little gift can go a long way, especially when things are a little heavy. This is my first time putting these in, so forgive me if they're new. Yay! Strawberry earrings. Yeah, I am doing a little bit better since the last time I made a video, which I think was frankly a while ago. I'm going to compile them together in this vlog. This is going to be kind of just a ramshackle of a vlog this time, just because, you know, that's my headspace. But I am doing a little bit better. Summer's kicking into gear. I have strawberry earrings. They have a nice little weight to them too, which is nice. I like these. Yay. Yay, right? Little things are helpful. I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm trying to take care of myself. I'm frustrated creatively, but that's sort of to be expected when you're mentally sort of off, emotionally off. I've definitely been carrying depression with me, alternating between depression and then feeling better, and depression and making plans and feeling better and then depression again. So it goes in and out. What's really helping me lately is sort of, I find myself really working on like the admin of life, the stuff that, you know, is a little bit more mindless, like moving files around on my laptop and clearing space and moving things around on hard drives. And I set up a high yield savings account for a financial goal. Like I feel like I'm like checking off boxes, like I wasn't getting paid for some royalties for a film, and it's just like all this stuff where it's like I've been avoiding that email, not sending like medical records to another doctor, blah, blah, blah. So it's like in a time where I don't have the mental emotional capacity to work on my novel, and frankly my painting is a little bit frustrating, although it's getting better. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but me tackling things, oh, I like cleaned under the bed, you know, just handling stuff. That is going a really long way to helping me feel like I'm really being taken care of. And that is really wonderful. So it both serves like the having energy to do things, but not being able to focus. It helps me like put out energy and feel like I've accomplished something. And then in the moments when I'm not doing that and when I'm kind of crashing, it makes me feel like someone's taking care of me, and the someone taking care of me is myself. And that's really helpful. That, and then also making sure that I'm doing things that I love. So my mom and I have both been like feeling pretty heavy, and we've like gone to some art galleries. We did a little shopping, as you'll see in this video. You know, going to bookstores and looking at books, and I bought some used books recently. But just anchoring into things that feel good, like these earrings. So that's really nice. And I've been reading light, light books. Just kind of whatever felt right in the moment. The most recent one was an Ellen Hildebrand. I used to really judge the covers of her books, and I was just like, oh, those are stupid. I don't know, like I had some inherent like sexism inside of me that was like, those are stupid mom books, or like those are just dumb chick lit books, right? It's like the sexism that like lives in us. And then I was at a family cabin where someone had left her book, The Perfect Couple, and I picked it up and I was like, I can't stop reading this, and this has a really fun prose style. And oh, she like went to like the Iowa Writers Workshop or whatever it's called. And it's like, yeah, I've been a snob. I had to admit, I've been a snob because I like these books. I like her books. Guys, I like Ellen Hildebrand. I like her. I think she has a really clean, easy writing style. They're definitely beach reads. They're very gossipy. It's a lot of like who's who in the restaurants, what are they eating, stuff like that. But it feels like going on vacation in like a very upscale way. So I enjoyed this book. It's not my favorite of her books. If you too are an Ellen Hildebrand snob, or you have been in the past and you want to know where to start, I would say The Perfect Couple. I really like that one. Sort of a murder mystery. Yeah, this one is more of like friendship, and it's actually going to become a series starring Jennifer Garner, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, I just you know, heavy times require light reading. That's how I feel about that. This book, Eleanor Oliphant, is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. This also is a book that I wouldn't necessarily have thought that I wanted to read, but I went to a library sale and it was sticking out like an inch and a half away from the other books, as if someone had been like, someone should read this. And I was like, I'll check it out. It's $1. And as I was looking at it, this woman came up to me and like lost her mind over it. So I was like, okay, yeah, $1, let's see. And the weekend that I decided not to do a YouTube and I could just feel things changing, I decided to sit and read this with Finn on the porch. And it was just so completely the right book at the right time. It's about a woman who is very lonely, who has awkward social skills. It's funny, the woman who was freaking out about this book, she was like dying about how her book club just could not get over the outrageous things that Eleanor would say. And she was like, she's probably on the spectrum, but you know, she just says the wildest things. And I was just like, okay, I mean, we'll see. And I have to tell you my interpretation or my feeling while I was reading this book, and maybe it was my mood also. It was definitely my mood also. But I was like, it's kind of funny, but I can feel that there's something very heavy in this character, and I don't think I find her quirkiness as outrageous or as funny. I feel a deep sadness in this character, and there is a deep sadness in this character. But it was the right book for me because it is a very simple story overall, but it's a story of a lonely person who doesn't fit in the world for very specific reasons that we find out later. And through different chance moments, she begins to build a community. She begins to build a friend group through unusual routes, basically. But this is, if you are looking for something that will feel both a little heavy and a little light. I can see why this book was so successful, because it does have sort of the recipe of heavy and light and heartwarming and silly and sweet things that are, it's like a crowd pleaser. It's got all the little bits that all of us like, but it's all in one book because it also contains darkness too. But yeah, it was the right book at the right time for me. It made me cry. I always love books that are about people who are lonely and who find people, and I know that says things about me, but doesn't it say things about all of us? We all want to find people and we all feel lonely, and it actually also helps me with my novel that I'm writing. So I was thinking about that while I was reading it. Other book I read recently, again, these are all lighter novels. One Day in December. A woman sees a guy on a bus in London in December, and she knows immediately that he's the one. And then, of course, she ends up looking for him, doesn't find him, and of course her best friend brings him home and they're dating. What are you gonna do? And I had checked this book out in the past, and then I didn't read it. I just didn't get to it. Checked it out again this time, and yeah, I thought that this was going to be a lighter, maybe sillier novel, though I was like, with that premise, I don't know exactly how we're going to do that. It actually reminded me of a lighter version of One Day. I don't want to spoil anything, with a different ending. But by David Nichols, which I actually haven't read that book, but I saw the movie and the series, and I enjoy those so much, and I enjoy him so much, so I'll read that eventually. Anyway, but this book, it sort of feels like it's going to be more of a typical romance, and I have to say I was surprised and I really liked it. Again, Rebecca's snobbiness gets slapped in the face, because I can be a real snob about things, and I thought that this was sweet. It took me in for several days and I didn't want to put it down. It comforted me. You go on a journey with these characters over quite a few years. It's a book about friendship. It's a book about falling in love, about doing things for yourself, etc. Yeah, it's just a nice romance. Lighter. I don't want to say lighter because it's sad too. I want to say I've noticed this, and maybe you've experienced this too. There's something about British authors, at least the ones that I really like and really gravitate to over and over again. I think of Beth O'Leary also, and David Nichols, where there is a light handling. The prose is very clean. The storytelling is observant, but also intimate. There's a certain polish to it. I know this is not, you can't do this as a sweeping generalization for everyone, but there is something about certain British novelists where I just gravitate toward their work. I think there's almost like more of a softness to it. I also think about, for like mystery authors, I really like Ruth Ware. I just find her incredibly readable. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. If anyone else experiences this, let me know. But yeah, it's just nice to, right? In heavy times, you got to have some lighter reading, and these ones all did the trick and brought me back to thinking about my own novel, grounded me, made me feel better. And then also one more. This is not a book. It's a DVD. Can you believe it? She has a DVD. Jane Austen Book Club. I really like this movie. I've been watching this movie since I was like a teenager when it came out. This DVD is from when I was a teenager when it came out. In the 48 hours or so after Finn died, I watched this movie all the way through twice. I watched other romantic comedies, but this is the one that really gave me a lot of comfort. Of course, part of it is because I've been reading Pride and Prejudice, which I still haven't finished. I have, I think, about 60 pages left of this edition. I got through the Lydia debacle, and then I started to feel like things were progressing with Finn, and I just didn't really want to associate this book with deep sadness, because I was loving it. I love it. I love it. I'm not even done with it, and I love this book. I love it. But I just wanted some space to kind of grieve and to read light books and to just take a beat away from it. So now I'm going to finish it, now that I'm feeling better, and really savor the ending of this book. But Jane Austen has been on my mind a lot, of course. So this movie just, it had been on my mind already, and this is what I love about romantic comedy. And I have so much to say about romantic comedy, but for this little bit we're talking about here, this book starts with a dog's funeral. And some characters see it as a punchline, some obviously see it as very deeply sad. It's a little bit of like treated like funny, but Maria Bello, who plays the character Jocelyn in this movie, there is a shot of her, it's her dog who died. She raises dogs, she breeds dogs in this movie. And there's a shot of her drinking wine and just like barely functioning out of sadness, out of losing her dog. And the night after Finn died, that scene popped into my head, and I was just like, I'm gonna watch Jane Austen Book Club. And I love this about romantic comedy. I think it's why we watch these movies over and over again, not only because they are comforting, not only because we love to analyze them, nitpick them. Like, I could talk to you about My Best Friend's Wedding for hours, for days. That movie is so interesting to me. But for me to have my brain go, oh, there's another character who has out there in the world where I can watch her having been through what I'm going through, and I can watch her feeling better. That was such a nice feeling to me. And I haven't even talked about what this movie's about. It's based on a novel, but it's about six people reading six of Jane Austen's 6 novels in 6 months, and how their book club changes them, how it bonds them, how they grow as a result of reading these novels and bonding with these fellow readers. And it starts out with almost all of them are in some kind of crisis or heartbreak. Things aren't working out for them in their lives. And I took so much comfort from this, from the sadness of these characters and the way that all of them felt like, I need a new start, I need to do something different. And the way that they found each other and the way that they grow. And I really needed this story. And like, honestly, even like talking about it, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to watch this movie again. I love this as a romantic comedy. I love that there is a movie out there, and there's so few movies out there like this where characters will like discuss literature for like long periods of time. And of course it's in like quippier dialogue where, you know, it's still a romantic comedy. It's just so nicely done. The way that these characters all talk about Jane Austen. There's a little Jane Austen history in there. There's talk about the characters. All of the characters, the lead characters in this sort of reflect the characters in Jane Austen's novels, which is really fun. Yes, one character is, of course, trying to set people up, and she's covering Emma for the group. There you go. Anyway, I would highly recommend this movie to you if this sounds interesting. It's not a perfect movie. Some of the way that they do exposition is a little bit funky, but I don't know. I have a real space in my heart for it. Especially, this is very particular to me as a filmmaker and as just someone who likes this in movies. This is a movie that actually acknowledges what our contemporary world looks like, unlike a lot of romantic comedies. Like they have their first meeting where they decide the books that they want to choose to, each person individually covers one book. Their first meeting is at a Starbucks in like a strip mall. And I kind of love that, because that's where we experience our art. Unfortunately, right? We live in this contemporary society, and yet there is so much comfort to be found wherever you are. If you are in an ugly strip mall, you can read beautiful books. You can talk about them with old friends, new friends. You can find grounding in literature, and that's really what I feel from this movie. I feel so much comfort. And I love that in a romantic comedy I can watch characters go through things that are similar to me, and I can feel hope watching them go through these experiences and change their lives. And that's really what I needed lately. So yeah, I think, oh yes, my earrings, hello. These are fun, I'm enjoying that. It's little things, right? It's time for me to finish this book, and I think I'm gonna talk to you next time unless I finish this really quickly. Who knows? Anyway, it's just a heavy time still, but we have books, we have art, we can ground ourselves in the things that make us feel safe and cared for, and the things that make us happy. So I'm wishing you well out there. Take care of yourself. I'll see you later. Bye.